Hello everybody and welcome to another color and chat. It has been a while. We are going to color, let me fix my page here. Okay. Another picture out of 50 Autumn Miniatures by Camellia Angel Kova. I'm gonna go ahead and get my orange marker out for the pumpkin. It has been 2 weeks, I think, since I last posted a video. So some of you might be wondering where I've been, or if you have Instagram, then you might have seen my post there. And I think I made a post on YouTube's community thing, but I don't know how often people see those. I don't really know like what the outreach of those is. So I had a very busy week the first week of November. It was really hectic. I felt like I had no time to sit down and do anything. I still managed to get some coloring done, and I think I posted a video that week, I'm not sure. But, I think that's what contributed to what happened. I think that the week of Halloween was also a busy week for me. I had a flare-up of my chronic illness, and I was just really tired for like the last 2 weeks. I didn't even feel like getting up out of bed. I didn't do anything. I didn't color at all in those 2 weeks, so I didn't have anything to show on video. Like I said, I didn't feel like getting up out of bed, so, you know, I wasn't coloring or anything. And I definitely didn't feel like getting up and filming a video. Even though I kind of felt like garbage, I still had to do all of my college work. I never had time to actually really just rest, because in college they really only give you time for late assignments if something like serious has happened, like an emergency, and you can prove it. So like if you've been to the hospital and you can, you know, prove that you were at the hospital, then they'll give you time off, but not just because you feel blah, you know. But I think I'm starting to feel better. But also the timing of it wasn't that great, because we got a new roof put on as well, and it made it really hard to just lay around and rest to try to restore my energy and build it back up when there are like 5 people on the roof banging around, because we live in an A-frame house. So, you know, we have that sloped roof. So it was like no matter where you were in the house, you could hear them. Because they'd be on one side of the house and they'd be on the other side of the house. And that took a few days of them working from like 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. when it got dark. And I'm coloring on both sides of this just so one side doesn't dry weird. And that's what I'm doing. And yeah, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling great. And I don't know about you, but when I get really tired like that, when I've overworked myself, I'm not hungry either. Just nothing sounds good. I don't want to eat, so I wasn't really eating either, which doesn't help when you want to build up your energy. But it's kind of hard to eat if, you know, nothing sounds good at all. So that's where I've been. I've just been laying around, not really doing anything at all. I did a bunch of buddy colors with Misty from Country Gal Coloring here on YouTube at the start of the month. So I have several of those to show you at the end of the month, but otherwise I really haven't been coloring much. I have colored 2 other pictures in this book. One of them I did last night, and the other one I did just the other day when I started to feel better. I would have filmed a little sooner, because I have been feeling better, like I said, for a couple of days now. But again, I've just been really busy. Last week was my final week in my statistics class. So now I've just got the literature class left, and this is week 6 out of 8. So winding down on that class too. I passed the statistics class, which I'm happy about. I did not do good on the final, but I still managed to pass the class, so doesn't matter to me that I did horrible, as long as I passed. That was a really difficult class that I probably should have waited to take in person, but I really needed to take it so that I could start taking more classes the next semester. Like, it was a prerequisite, I think, is what it's called. I spoke in my last video about the next semester and that I would needed to sign up for classes, but the college hadn't contacted me yet. After I filmed that, I emailed my aide out at the college. That's not what she's called. She has a different title, but I can't think of it now. Anyway, I emailed her, and she said that they were taking sign-ups right now if we wanted to come out to the college and sign up for classes, which I didn't really want to do in person because the college has had a lot of sick people, and I didn't want to get sick. And that's not what was wrong with me. I was negative for that. I think I just had a flare-up. But I did get signed up for classes. Next semester starts on the 19th, so I will have a little bit of a break. I'll basically have 1 month off. Not a lot of time, but breaks in college aren't really that long because we're all adults now. So I will kind of have the month of December off. And my literature class is starting to wind down, so I don't think that it'll be a busy next 2 weeks. Anyway, I had to sign up for a expository writing class, I believe it's called, which I'm not excited about. I don't think that writing is very hard, but this class seems a little difficult. It was described to me as being a hybrid class. So we attend the class, we'll attend it on Thursday nights, but we do that online, like over the Zoom call, I guess, since those are the thing nowadays. And I'm not really sure, it's 2 hours. I'm not really sure what the professor could talk about in the 2 hours, because I looked at what's expected of us for the class. Basically, a expository essay is an essay that explains something to the audience. So we have to write essays explaining something to your audience, you know, whatever you choose, how to bake a pie or something like that. And we have to write 4 of them in this 8-week class, so that means we write one every other week, 3 to 4 pages. That's a lot of writing in the class. That is a lot of writing. But I'm not really sure after the first class, you know, where the teacher kind of explains to us what a expository, I keep saying it wrong, what an expository essay is, and how they expect us to write it. I'm not really sure what the professor could continue to talk about for 2 hours every Thursday night, unless we will be reading our essays out loud and critiquing them or something. I'm really not sure. I do know that it is a lot of writing, and it is a lot of work. So that's not very fun. That may cut into my filming time in January and February, but I'll talk about that more in a minute. Anyways, I also am in a class called Religion and Adventure. So I don't know if that's gonna be, if this is like just what my college calls a normal world religions class, or if there's something more to it. I haven't taken a world religions class yet. I've done history, early history, so I learned a lot about the world's religions already, but I still am required to take a religions class. But since this is called Religion and Adventure, I'm not sure, it sounds like there's going to be some other element there to it, and I don't really know what that'll be, but that'll be interesting to see, I think. And then I'm taking art appreciation because I had to have a humanities class. It was art or music. And I'm very tone deaf. I can't hear differences in notes or anything. I like to listen to music, but I couldn't tell you anything about how it's written and the different clefs and if it's written in a certain time signature and whatnot. I'm trying to remember terms I remember from playing the clarinet for 1 year. but I can't hardly remember anything. It just never stuck with me. If you can hear something in the background, it is raining outside. So that might be what you're hearing. But I'm excited to take the art one because I think that'll be fun. I think art appreciation should be interesting. I can appreciate art. I can remember my mom saying that she took an art class when she was in college, and that was really, really fun. And their professor was a really eccentric, interesting guy that took them to see different local pieces and such, and that she really enjoyed the class, even though she's not much of an art person. So I am excited about this one. I think it could be a fun class. And then I have to take, our college has just these little classes that count as 1 credit hour, and they're like a month long, and they're not really, you don't really do much in them. It's more of like a seminar almost, but they teach it as a class. And this one's Introduction to Leadership. It just kind of gives you some basic life skills, and basically it's like a seminar that you would receive at your job from HR, pretty much. If you were getting promoted or something, maybe, and they wanted you to start teaching other people at your job, you know, you're going to be looking down on some employees, telling them how to run things. So it'll be easy. I'm not concerned about it. I've had to take a class like this before, and it was really simple, and we didn't really have any homework or anything. And then I am taking another biology course, which counts for my biology degree. All these count for my degree. It's just some of them are classes that I have no say in taking. Like, I mean, I wouldn't take that writing class if I didn't have to. So, let me find a brown here for archery. So I'm excited to take the biology course, obviously, because I love biology. I wouldn't be getting a degree in it if I didn't. But I have to take it through a neighboring college for whatever reason, because I wanted to stay online through January and February, because things are supposed to get worse, and I have a really weak immune system. I want to just stay online. My college didn't offer this exact course online, but a neighboring college did, so I had to enroll with the neighboring college. They're a host college, is what they're called. They are hosting me for a class. And that's been, oh my god, that's been difficult. So, when we were there, advisor, that's what she is. She doesn't have an age, she's an advisor. She helped me enroll for this class. Like, she signed me up for the college and everything. And, you know, got it set up so that I was taking a host class, you know, I'd just be in one class, and she explained to me that when I receive my grants, because I do get grant money for some of to pay for some of the classes, that I would not receive grant money for this one unless I filled out this big form, and that once I filled out that form, the college that I go to would then give me grant money that I have to take out of the bank and then get to the host college, which is a little difficult. And that's been a whole mess to figure out. Basically, I have to take this form, and I filled it out, and then I have to send the form back to my advisor, and then she fills it out, and then she sends it to me, and then I send it to my host college, and my host college fills it out, and then my host college sends it back to me, and then I send it back to my college, and my college fills it out, and then I'll get an email saying that I've been approved, and they give me my aid money. And that's been a lot of running around, and it's still not done yet. Been troublesome. But not only that, I'm not familiar with the website that my host college is using to do its teaching. So my advisor told me that I would get an advisor from the host college and that they would contact me and set me up with an email and a password, because they'll only respond to me through an email that they give me. They won't contact me through the email that I already have with my college. And I'm going to now. So I waited and waited and waited and waited, and finally I got a call from them, but I missed it because I was asleep. It was very early. And it was a very weird number. It was an 800 number that ended with like 9666. Something weird like that. Some repetition of numbers. And I get a lot of spam calls, so I was half asleep and I was like, you know what, it's just a spam call. I'm going to turn it off and let it go to voicemail if they leave a voicemail. They never left a voicemail, which the college that I go to always leaves a voicemail if I miss a call. They always say, hey, it's your college, you need to call back. It's pretty important. So after I woke up, I looked at the number again and I was like, okay, whoever called me this morning didn't leave a voicemail. I'm going to Google it to see if it's a spam caller and then block it. Well, I Googled it and it came back to my host college. So I was like, okay, I need to call this number back. It's not a number you can call back. It leads you to a robot that announces what department that the number is for. And then the robot says, you need to go to a different department. And then the robot lists like 9 different departments. And I'm not familiar with this college. I don't know what department I'm supposed to be in. I needed enrollment services, which is the number that called me, which is the number that couldn't be called back. That's the department I needed. So I called several times and it was still the robot every time. I thought maybe I was being put on hold or something because the line was busy, but no, it's just not a number you can call. It just keeps giving me this robot. So I listened to the robot go through all of this stuff several times, and I eventually decided I'm just going to go to the front desk. It's usually ran by other students at the college, but maybe one of them could get me in contact with like an actual advisor at the college and not the robot. So I got through to someone at the front desk, and they called a different department for me. And then that department called a different department, and then that department finally switched me to enrollment services. And then I was asked, why I called, and I was like, okay, well, you called me a couple days ago, and I missed the call, and I've been having trouble trying to figure out how to contact you back, but, I'm trying to get my enrollment finished, because I'm taking a class here. You guys are hosting me. And the lady on the other line asks for my name and a social security number, date of birth, stuff like that. And she's like, I don't see you on our log at all. I don't know why we would have called you, because you're not on our call log for anyone to call. And I was like, well, I didn't say it, but in my mind I was like, well, that's great. That's a problem. You called me, so you know me somehow. And she's like, do you know why we would have called you? And I told her, I explained my problem again. And she was like, oh, well, I can help you with that. So she was able to give me my email information with the password and everything and help me set up the email and get set up with the college. And I opened the email and there's like already 500 emails in it. And I'm not kidding. That's how many there are. A lot of them are just like, I had to go through it and sort it out. A lot of them are just like spam emails. For different things like, oh, if you're on campus and you're in the psychology department, we got a job offering, or hey, did you know that you can get a discount at Applebee's if you're a student? It's just kind of like little spam emails like that I didn't consider to be needed or anything. But I did finally find an email there from an advisor. She had emailed me weeks ago, because she needed some information from me, and I would apologize, and I was like, oh, I just now got the email, and so I finally answered her. And I'm waiting for an answer back from her, because I don't know how their website for learning works. At my college, we have a thing called the virtual bookstore, and you just go there, and it tells you all the books that you'll need for your upcoming classes. Because I'm sure that I'm, going to need a textbook for this biology class. There's no way I could do it without a textbook, I would think. Here, this corner is, way out of my reach, so let me color really quickly. There's no way that I would get through a whole course that's supposed to be 16 weeks without a textbook. So I've contacted her to try to figure out how I know what textbook I need, because like I said, their website is completely different and I didn't see a virtual bookstore or a virtual library or anything. And when I was emailed the information about the course, it simply just told me that it starts on the 19th, and it told me my professor's name. So Surely that information is out there somewhere. I don't know where. Hopefully they'll get back to me. Also, I was offered, I could do this course in the winter, so I could do this course in January. But it's a 16-week course, and I would be doing it in 4 weeks. That would be doing an entire month of the course each week. A whole month's of work in a week, and I don't think I could do that. Even though biology, I think, comes naturally to me. It's one of those things that I find naturally easy, like some people are with math. I still don't think I could do it that way. I think that's asking a little bit too much of me personally. And I wanted a break, so I declined doing it like that. And instead, that gave me 15 hours next semester, which is a lot. Usually, I just do 12. Okay, we're gonna try to, like, draw a line down here and, like, tidy up the tree a little bit. There we go. Okay. So, I finally have everything squared away for the next semester of college. For now. That's just for now. Who knows what will come up next. But, as I was saying earlier, having so many hours might cut into... This marker is going to go dead, isn't it? The amount of time... Yeah, it is. Okay. Here. Let's see how much is on the other side. Okay, this is better. It's going to cut into how much time I can film. Because obviously I have to do my coursework and everything. I'm paying a lot of money to be in the classes, so I wouldn't want to fail out of them or anything. Okay, so since this is dying, now we're going to flip back to the other side and do this. Okay. So I may not get as much time to film. It just depends. The first part of the semester, the first 8 weeks, are very heavy. I only have one class in the second one. They just kind of stacked it a little bit weird. I don't know if that's because everyone's trying to do online classes and I couldn't get a seat in some of them at certain times. But the first 8 weeks at least are going to be very busy, and I don't know how often I'll get to film. So I may not film every single week. Like, I have been doing my color and chats every week, but they may go down to every other week. It just depends how that all goes. I can see it happening, just because I think the writing class especially is going to be tough to write a 3 to 4 page paper every other week, along with all the other work I have to do in all of my other classes. I just think that's, like, really demanding. So, we'll see. It'll probably return to normal after that, because then I'll have summer break. And we get 2 months off, I think. And I never do classes in the summer because it's the same way as the winter classes, where I would be doing a 16-week class in 4 weeks, and it's just really demanding and really difficult in my opinion. It would be a very fast way to graduate if I wanted to, but I'm okay with taking my time. I know some people kind of want to graduate really fast, but I'm good with taking my time, and I like having my summers off, personally. Not that we really, like, travel or anything, I just like having my summers off. So, that is an update about the channel. It may be a little different coming up soon. We'll have to see. I did find a new background, so we're going to be ready for Christmas after this. I wanted to wait until Thanksgiving to put up the Christmas stuff. I think I said in a previous video that that's how my family's always done it. We never do Christmas until after Thanksgiving. I know some people jump right into Christmas after Halloween, but I don't. I like Thanksgiving, which is coming up in 2 days. I'm going to be helping cook some stuff tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. The new guidelines for Thanksgiving don't really affect my family because we've always had a very small Thanksgiving. It's always just been me and my mom and my dad and then my grandpa. But he passed away a couple of years ago. So it's now me and my mom and my dad and my partner Doug. Let me see what this red looks like. Okay. So it's just us, and we've been visiting a little bit anyways. I stopped by my mom's office the other day because I had to run some errands for her and stuff, so I think we'll be good to conduct our Thanksgiving like normal. I know some people are not going to get to travel for Thanksgiving, or they're not going to get to have a big Thanksgiving with all their family members. So I'm very thankful that our Thanksgiving tradition has not really been affected that much. So what do you guys like to do for Thanksgiving? My family doesn't really have like the usual turkey, and we don't actually even have like a chicken or anything. We do a ham. A turkey is a lot for 4 people. Even if you like saved it and reheated it, that's still a lot. You would be reheating it for forever. And none of us really like turkey all that much, especially when my grandpa was around. He didn't eat poultry at all. So none of us really like turkey enough to eat that much of it, especially the way it's served for Thanksgiving, you know, kind of plain or whatever. I could eat like a turkey burger or something with, you know, cheese and ketchup on it so you don't really taste the turkey. Or if the turkey was mixed into like a pasta or something. But the way we serve turkey on Thanksgiving, I don't think I could eat that much of it. So we've always done a smoked ham. You know, we never did chicken either, which we like chicken, but I don't know, I think that's what a lot of people do when they don't do a turkey, they want a chicken. We just never did that. We've always done ham, because we never ever have ham otherwise, so I guess it's kind of holiday-ish. And then we do stuffing, but I guess it's not stuffing, it's not inside the ham, right? If it's not, well, couldn't put it inside the ham, I meant inside the turkey. I guess it's considered dressing then, right? And I figure that's what I'll be helping to make tomorrow. I have been told that I needed to bake a bunch of bread to go in the stuffing. Dressing, if you will. And then my mom does, I'm sorry, I just like lurched. I have restless leg syndrome and I kicked the table. My mom does these beans. They're like baked beans, but she uses like 5 or 6 different kind of beans, and she makes them herself. She makes the sauce and everything, and there's bacon in them and ground beef, and they're always very, very good and very indulgent, but she only makes them on the holidays, so Thanksgiving is the only time I get to have them. And we'll have some kind of rolls, maybe cornbread and mashed potatoes and gravy. And that's about it. We don't really have too much. Sometimes I'll make a pie, but I recently just made homemade brownies to see if they were that different from the boxed kind. They're not. It wasn't really worth all the effort to me, just buy the boxed kind. So I'll just be bringing brownies. I have made like sweet potato pie and pecan pie and pumpkin pie before. But since I already have brownies with me, I'm just going to bring those. And then we usually eat for lunch. I don't know, that's when most people eat their Thanksgiving dinner, right? Technically, I guess it'd be Thanksgiving supper, but most people eat it at lunchtime. So that's when we do ours. I think I'm going to make this leaf orange, even though there's a lot of orange in the pumpkin already. We do ours around noon. And then we take home all the leftovers and eat them for a long time. That's typically how we would do Thanksgiving. And normally, my parents would set up a Christmas tree afterwards, but my dad said he got a call from the people that own the storage unit that my parents keep some of their stuff in, and the Christmas tree and all the decorations are in there. It was broken into. Like, someone cut the lock that they had on the door and got into the storage unit. And the guy who owns the unit said he took a look around, and it didn't look like anyone stole anything, but they would need to come down there and go through it just to make sure, and that he supplied them with a new lock for free. So, good news was there was nothing stolen, but while they were at their storage unit, they went ahead and got out their Christmas tree, and they actually put it up early. My mom called me and had me come over and put it up for her. So I did that yesterday. Normally, we would put it up on Thanksgiving after we ate, but since they were already at their storage unit because it had been broken into, they went ahead and just got everything out, and she wanted to put the tree up, so we put it up. And went ahead and put up our tree downstairs. We don't have This is a very small house for just 2 people, and we don't have a big Christmas tree. It's a little one that sits on a table, but we put it up. And we have some little plastic, like, shatterproof ornaments that are made to look like the nice glass ones that we put on the tree. And I ordered an ornament for our dog, Finn, a little elk hound ornament. And Hobby Lobby is supposed to have frog ornaments that I would love to put on the tree, since I have so many frogs, but I have not been able to find them. And it would match, it's like a blue frog, so it would match the color of the ornaments that are already there, because the pack of ornaments that we bought is blue. So we actually have set up early, other than my desk up here, which I kept the Thanksgiving themed thing on. The tablecloth. The one that I bought is like candy cane colors, which I don't actually like candy canes. I don't like peppermint. I don't like mint in any form, so. But I still bought it because it looked nice. And I believe I bought it at Hobby Lobby, or I had someone go get it for me because I wanted the frog ornament. Couldn't find it. But I did come back with the paper cloth. And I have a stocking up for the dog. I do put a stocking up for him every year, and he gets a Christmas gift. And actually, sometimes my neighbors buy him the Christmas gift, too. He is a very spoiled dog, as you can tell. But that's the plans for Thanksgiving. So, kind of just a quiet Thanksgiving at home, which is fine. Especially with how crazy everything has been. And I actually didn't get this week off from college. When you're in college, you don't get the week before Thanksgiving off, which I was talking about with Doug earlier, I think is a little backwards. They give us into January 19th. And I mean, what's anyone doing in January 19th? You're not doing anything by then. I kind of think that classes should end right around Thanksgiving, so we get Thanksgiving week off. We start back earlier in January, but I'm not the dean of the college, so I don't set it up that way. So I did have work this week that I already got done. The good news is I get stuff in the literature class done within a couple of hours. It's a pretty simple class. Almost done with this picture. I do know that I'm gonna order a couple of books for like winter and Christmas. I'm gonna order the winter miniatures soon that Camellia put out. Deborah Muller put out a new book already called Christmas Fun, I think. I don't know if I'm gonna get that one yet. I want to try to hold off ordering one of hers to wait to see what she puts out. When she did her Halloween book, she put out a big list of everything she was gonna put out that year, but she hasn't done that with the Christmas ones. Is that part of him down there, or is it just, we'll just say it's open. Okay. So she has posted a sneak peek, though, of her next one. And oh gosh, I forgot what it's called. I think it might be called The Season of Love, or Lovely Season, or something like that. And it is like a winter-themed one with a bunch of animals in it. And she posted just a couple of previews. If you're not on her Facebook group, that's where she posts all this at. I would suggest joining so that you can see previews for her upcoming books. And it was like, I don't know, little animals and winter scenes, reindeers and dogs and cats and rabbits. Similar to almost like her Bunnyville book that she put out. Because I know there was one picture where like all the little animals were making a snowman. And I know I want that one for sure. I think that will be a cute one to have. I'm going to move the picture over a little bit to bring the snail closer to me. So I know I'm going to pick up that one for sure. I don't know about the other one yet. Because that one I can color on into January, February, stuff like that. It did have some Christmas pictures on it specifically. Like I know she posted a preview of one of the reindeer. But it seemed to have a lot of also just kind of generic winter ones. Or if you are not celebrating Christmas for whatever reason, it has other pictures in it that aren't Christmassy. So I'll probably pick that up. Well, not probably, I know I'm going to. I just want to know how many she plans to put out first. She hasn't said yet. I think I asked her, so we'll see. Those are the two I have in mind. And then Jen Rancine has a winter book. I think it's called Winter Wonderland. And I want it. I think it'll be a good one as well. Nikki in Niagara has been coloring some pictures from it and posting them on Instagram, and they look super cute. So that's another one that is animal themed mainly. Like, it's got little animals doing different things for winter time. She posted some that were like dressed up in sweaters and stuff. So I think I plan on getting that one. And I know Deborah has another one, and it may also be titled Winter Wonderland or Wintertime Wonderland or something like that. That has the girls in it again, doing things, skating and sledding and stuff. And I'll probably pick that one up as well. I just don't have any wintertime books. I got my subscription figured out for Coloring Heaven, and I am on like a permanent subscription. It doesn't end. I've been wondering when it would run out, and at the beginning of every flip through I would say this is probably the last book for a while, and then another one would show up. It is because it is not a subscription that ends. So I may decide to end it. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. In my mind I was like, okay, it's ending, and I'll just let it end. But since it's not, I don't know, I may keep it. Haven't really decided. I get a lot of use out of it. I like the books that they put out. Enough of them that I'm happy I don't have to try to fight to order one to get it. So we are going to do a little bit of orange glitter on this here. So I'll probably keep the subscription. I don't know yet. Just haven't made up my mind. Something I gotta think about. This is going to be the only glitter on the page, because I don't think it needs glitter anywhere else. I think this looks good. Hopefully I will be able to film another color and chat next week. And I might decide to do a Christmas picture out of the Christmas Coloring Heaven. Since it is after Thanksgiving, we can officially start celebrating it in my rules, even though I already broke them by putting up our Christmas tree. Okay, here we go. I said I wanted to color a lot in this book this month, and I didn't get to because I've been sick, so here's at least 3 pages from it. You'll get to see my other ones at the end of the month. So I'm going to hold it up so you can see the glitter, hopefully. That's what we have done with this little snail climbing up the tree. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for understanding why I have been gone so long. Hopefully I'll be able to come back with another video next week, but we'll just have to see.